Um, Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to start talking about law education and the legal law technology and the legal education in Egypt. First of all, I just want to say, as a legal professionals and educator, we are witnessing a great and a huge transformation and dramatic transformation in the legal field. Um, that is affected by technology. We're not now distinct or away from those technological effect, especially in the emerging of the AI-assisted legal research and smart contracts and so on and so forth. To set the tone, today I'm going to present in four main pillars. Number one, to get you more familiar about the legal education in Egypt, the landscape of the legal education in Egypt. And then we'll talk about the Egyptian legal job market and how technology is affecting the legal education in three aspects. And my vision in the new legal skills should be introduced to our students in order to cope with this transformative world. Let's start first with the legal education in Egypt landscape. If you don't know, the legal education in Egypt is deeply rooted in tradition. It is shaped by history, affected by the civil law and doctrinal study. The Egyptian scholars usually got affected by the civil law and the French law especially, but now there is a movement towards more exposure about the common law system and other legal systems. Egyptian universities have graduated many scholars, legal scholars and judges who has affected the whole region, the MENA region, especially in shaping their constitutions and their doctrines in judiciary. However, regardless those chances that we are having and enjoying in the Egyptian legal system, we are now facing a pressing need to adapt to technology and the digital age requirements. So the main features and characteristics of the legal education in Egypt was usually about theoretical background, comprehending legal text, memorizing concepts, but practicalities has been introduced recently in the last decade only. However, Egypt exposure to the digital economy and contribution in e-commerce and exposure to international and regional matters put a need to the legal educators and practitioners to get involved to and cope with the international new standards of legal job market. So today's lawyer must understand not only the black letter law, but also the data privacy concepts, the digital contracts, and the cybersecurity technical principles. Egypt now is moving forward towards generating and legislating more tech-related laws. And as an academic and a researcher in the law and technology, I've been participating as example in the legislative committee of the AI new law that is being drafted and moving forward to its way to be issued in Egypt. We have the data privacy law, we have updated the IP law. So now we have a pressing need to do more of transformation in our legal education. Generally, the types of universities are the types of universities. Can you see my slides?
Yeah.
You're seeing?
No, we're seeing the screen now. We're
Oh,
seeing, we're seeing your view of the Teams meeting. Now we're seeing your slides.
Yes, great. So the types of universities offering legal education in Egypt are two types, either public universities or private universities. The public universities are traditional universities with a great heritage and great history and effect either for the Egyptian legal system or other MENA region, because we were the hub in teaching law in the Arab and MENA region. So Ain Shams University and Cairo University are the oldest three universities offering legal education, and they were not educating only Egyptians, they were educating different people from Arab region, either in the undergraduate programs or in the postgraduate programs as well. In those universities, the public universities, they usually have three sections. The Arabic section, which is delivering the whole curriculum in Arabic, the English section and French section as well. And those two sections are in collaboration with international universities, either either French universities or UK universities. But the most rooted are the French education. So we have in Ain Shams University and Cairo University, very well established French section teaching the curriculum of the law program in both French and Arabic. For the private universities, where I see it's a transformation in the beginning or the starting of the transformation of the legal education in Egypt, belonging to the British University in Egypt program, which has started like over now 80 years. We have an undergraduate program that provides different and distinct applicable legal training, legal curriculum, which is mainly focused on experimental legal learning, practical legal mooting, and it's totally different than what is presented and delivered in the public universities. However, like the last year in Ain Shams University, they have started a new program similar to our in credit hours and so on, but due to the large number of applicants and students in the public universities, the quality of education that is presented in private university is more or less different. Otherwise, we have programs in law in other private universities moving in the same, more or less the same direction, regardless the distinction between the program delivery and design and so on, which is in the German University in Egypt, the Arab Academy, and the Badr University in Cairo. So this is the landscape of the Egyptian legal education. Moving to the job market, traditionally, we had judiciary and litigation, which were the most prominent two jobs that law graduates are directly going for. We graduate thousands of law students every year, either from public universities or private universities, but only a limited number of them go to the legal job market. But now, we have a variety of vacancies due to the interaction between the Egyptian legal job market and investment and so on, and the transformation is happening really in Egypt, and as well the technological effect. We have now judicial bodies and judiciary, the litigation, which is now having a new concept, like we have a top-tier law firms, international law firms are operating in Egypt. So the litigation is not only pure litigation now, it's mixed with legal consultation and so on. Another new dimension of jobs that is being generated now is the compliance. So number of law students are being directed to working in the compliance, and for sure in-house lawyers. So the pressing need now is we need to equip our students with the new skills and the needed skills in order to be able to fill those job market, where I see that we do have thousands of graduates of law. However, we don't have the qualified one to fill the gaps in the needs for the job market. Number 3, where I'm trying to just go quickly in order not to be taking much more time. The effect of technology in the legal education, which I say it's the core part of the presentation today. If we're talking about the effect of technology generally, which I call a tech effect, I see it in 3 pillars. Number 1, using technology in the legal education itself. So the technological aspects of teaching the law. Number 2, teaching substantive law and from the perspective of technology or by the effect of technology. And finally, the legal tech and its effect of legal education from skills perspective. So moving forward quickly on using technology in the legal education, I feel this now is being saturated and it's well enough introduced, and people are using technology in legal education since ages, like the e-learning platform. Maybe the new thing will be using augmented reality and visual reality in the simulations and classroom activities. Gamification and mobile learning is a new concept that many colleagues either in Egypt or around the world is using in delivering the information. Transformation of the curriculum itself into like visuals, and that is for another dimension, is coping with the nature of the students of maybe Gen Z and so on. Another very important thing in using technology in the legal education, which is digital assessment and digital feedback, which will save many efforts of the educators and give quality education to the students. moving to the virtual classrooms and virtual moot courts that many producers now, or tech producers now, are producing these solutions for the legal educators. As I've said, the interactive multimedia resources, all of that, the technology can help in enhancing the educational experience of a law student and help the legal educator to perform in an efficient and productive way. So now, in the using the technology in the legal education, we will be dependent on the talent, technology, and law together in order to produce a model that is a sound model to help the student grasp the information in a better manner and to help the educator to save their time, work more efficiently, focus on the research. Moving to the dimension number one, where I see it's the second more important aspect, which is teaching the substantive law in the digital age. I see it in two dimensions. Number one, the traditional legal topics, and number two, the emerging technologies topics. For number one, teaching substantive law, it needs the development and the reflection of such effect of technology on the or the concepts that are really rooted in the law, like the contracts, the crimes, liability, and the IP rights as example. That needs updating the curriculum, enhancing them, like the contractual, the modules of contract law with the smart contracting and the contracting online and so on and so forth. Maybe we are not changing the theory in all, however, we are adopting new legal concepts that is suiting the environment that we are working and operating in. Same will be applied to the cyber crimes, and same will be also applies to the liability. So we have the concept and the traditional or typical legal topic is there, and now it's affected by the law. So legal scholars and legal educators how needs to study the effect, put the curriculum accordingly, and integrate and develop the concepts according to the new element and dimension in the equation, which is technology. This is, I believe, it's not a very hard part or not even complicated. It just needs legal research and agreement about what should be taught to the students, and also the application in the courts and the doctrines will help and support, and this will take its time. The other dimension is teaching the regulation of the use of the emerging technology and teach the student how to deal with the emerging technology. If we're talking about the emerging technology, we're talking about the AI as example, which is coming with its full power, the augmented reality and virtual reality, the blockchain and other technologies. Here we need as an educator to update our curriculums, but not only from the regulatory perspective, the legislations and court decisions and precedents. It's about a new style of teaching because the technology has a special nature. It's not only depending on the regulation and legislations, and we know all about the models of self-regulatory models of the social media platforms as example. But we need to teach the students how to deal with technology in different dimensions. Basically, the regulation is a big aspect. However, the technical standards is a great element that no regulation of any technology without knowing each technical standards. But this is an element that needs to be embedded in our curriculum when we're teaching something related to a technology itself. On another dimension, the ethical standards is now playing a great role, especially in using technology or interacting online. So from my view, and I believe that if we're going to teach the students how to deal with the new technologies, our three main aspects will be regulation, standards, and measures. The legal aspect will not be focused only on legislation and precedents. Sorry, the teaching will not be focusing only on precedents and legal legislations and so on, but also the idea of understanding the technical and ethical measures, technical aspects and ethical measures is one of a game changer. Understanding the technical aspect, taking us to the new skills that we need to understand, that I will be explaining within seconds in my presentation. So the third element, which is the legal tech and its effect on legal education. The legal tech, as you all know, is things that using technology in the process and the practices of legal dimension. So AI-powered legal research, document automation, and smart contract drafting, maybe online dispute resolution, the legal chatbots, and maybe in the very near future, the robo-lawyers, legal analytics and data visualization that I believe it will affect the decision-making either in the governmental sector or even in the case management in a great way. Blockchain applications in registration and so on. So students as well needs to be educated how to deal with those tools. They have to be graduated ready to use a blockchain platform if they are going to work as a lawyer in authentication and registration, as example. They need to know how to use AI-powered legal research for saving their time and effort, and how to use it efficiently without using it like a Google or a normal search engine. But in summary and finally, I want to conclude by the dimensions of the new legal skills. All of the three mentioned aspects reflects that we need to think about what is the new legal skills. The new legal skills requires two things. Number one, enhancing our typical legal skills and addressing or introducing our students to the new skills and knowledge that they need to be part of their graduate art attributes by the effect of technology. How can we enhance the traditional or typical legal skills? By, as we can agree together that we have four main legal skills: legal research, legal reading, legal writing, and advocacy. The technology aspect of that, especially the AI aspect that is being addressed now in each of those elements, is a game changer. So using AI in legal research transform the performance of a lawyer, student, who a practitioner, whomever is working in the legal field. So students need to be educated how to do legal research using AI, and this will change their totally their performance. And this, I believe, it will be a graduate attribute that our students are graduated equipped with technological. That means I have to finish quickly. Okay. Again, the legal drafting and the advocacy that now is being transformed from not only pleading in the courts, but maybe pleading online to the court. And this is, I believe, another legal skill that our student needs to be equipped and to be trained with. And finally, the digital legal literacy, as I call it, students need to know how to use the legal analytics, how to make the visualization of data of large number of legal documents. Coding for lawyer as well, or legal informatics are one of the skills needs to be embedded in the undergraduate law program. Again, the law design and how to think about the legal problems and visualize it, and using the problem solving skill with the legal skills and as well the technological skill to produce something solid. And the digital evidence and e-discovery skill is another one that needs to be embedded. For sure, my game changer is using the AI and all of that. And finally, the cyber technologies and other technicalities the students may be taught. So this is the interdisciplinary aspect of it. So the law student need not know to be only knowing about how to know the law, the regulations, and so on, but how to deal with the technology and how to read technology and understand technology as well. Finally, as we stand,
this is the second finally, Marwa.
It's the last final.
We're really running out of time. Could I ask you to just make your concluding comments? I'm sorry to rush you so much, but we've got conflicting obligations.
It's the last slide. It's as we understand. Yes, as we stand in the intersection between law, technology, and our responsibility as educators, practitioners, and policymakers is clear. We must prepare the next generation of lawyers not only to know the law, but to apply the legal principles in the digital world. Teaching substantive law in the digital age is different. Teaching legal skills is different, as well as equipping our students to cope with an interdisciplinary world is our mission. No discussions, and thank you so much.